Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, good whatever, good wherever, good however you are. Hope you're having a good one of those and are ready for some phenomenal, it's finally here, oh yes, let's get it, Clash Royale competition today for the Clash Royale League March qualifiers. It's the group stage. That means the top 32 players who are still remaining in the competition are going head to 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 head. Lots of heads, 32 heads clashing together. But guess what? Only 8 of them go through to next weekend to our monthly finals for a shot at that golden ticket trip to CRL World Finals. Oh yes, sir, it's going to be a blast, and we have a phenomenal day today. Let's take a look at the groups. Here they come, group stage, and these are some fire groups that we have going at each other today. First, group number 1. There was some late shifting around yesterday. Group number 1, though, Faust, who basically plays the game 5 times a year, yet still somehow maintains a top level. Faust taking that number 1 spot against Gui, one of the all-time greats, former world champion Surgical Goblin, and Coco in Group A. Group B, the group of death, the group that nobody should want to be in, but man, they all have to be there. Lucas, Light, Hero, and Ruben. So you have 2 former world champions, you have Lucas, who's definitely world championship caliber, and you have Hero, who's a banger as well. That group is absolutely brutal. Group C, Samuel Bassotto coming off a top 3 performance in CRL Worlds. Chief Keef, 2-time world finalist, put some respect on his name. Miniminter, the guy I've paid way too much money over the years for my personal tournaments. And Erick, who has a question mark for an I in his normal in-game name. Group D has our, the 2 Americans going head-to-head in Group D. In Ian77, the Hog God, one of the 2 people who's asked about the most in my comments on my channel, up against the Snapdragon Pro Series defending champion in Brewzany. That's a big one there. Sosaa in the mix, and then Japanese favorite Kitassyan going hard in that one as well. Group E, Pedro coming off a top 3 finish in the CRL warm-up tournament. Just at a BO5 on the channel here between him and Mohamed Light. Morton, can this be the year? Probably the most successful, if you talk about longevity, professional career in Clash Royale. Huge content creator. Looking for that big number 1 is 2023 when it happens. KickAsh in the mix as well, and then Gabo is God, who has made these top 32s before in the past. In Group F, Cody Go, the king of Colombia. ChetiFLGod, Hajime back in the mix, who looked like he was going to be a rookie sensation a couple years ago. Is he back in good form? And Brqko. Wallace leading out Group G. Wallace missing out World Finals by just some unfortunate happenstance last year. Can he turn it around this year? My bet is yes. Sandbox, Nexus, and then Chacha. And then finally, Group H, another former person we looked at as a potential Rookie of the Year candidate. Didn't quite have the year he was hoping for. Want to good start to this one here with Hasiel. Tourist, who, while you see the Russian flag there, does not live in Russia. I believe he lives in Turkey. So you'll be seeing him in the mix today. Jota, and then, yes, the Thunder from Down Under, who's also English, I think. You know, I never really understand where SB lives, but I know the funniest guy in the entire top 32 today, and also had kind of a fire tournament. SB rounding out our top 32, and in a group where he might have a pretty good shot of breaking on through. Who would not want to see the antics of SB on camera if he makes it into our top 8, into our overall monthly finals? That is the lineup today. That is our top 32. Man, I'm super, super duper pumped about it. I hope you guys are pumped about it too. And we'll be here all day checking out the action. It's going to be a double round robin. For those of you who don't know how CRL works, well, here's how it works. We started in the Path of Legends, our new ranked system. And the top 11, this is the official stream, by the way, no Taiwan. The top 1,000 players from inside the Path of Legends, from our ranked system, made it to here, made it to this top 32. Made it to our top 1,000 for our Swiss bracket. That was played yesterday. You saw Juicy J casting that yesterday. Then the top 32 finishers from that 1,000-person Swiss bracket make it to today. They get divided into the 8 groups that you saw. The number 1 player from each of those 8 groups goes on to next weekend, where they'll have a piece of that big-time prize pool. Go from $500 they've already earned to $1,000 is what they will earn next weekend. And, of course, have a shot at that golden ticket straight trip to CRL World Finals. A week from today, we will be getting our first CRL World Finalist, which is absolutely bananas. On top of that, these players all earn points as they compete. So we're going to have, for our top 16 for World Finals, we'll have 7 players who win from golden tickets, 7 players who are the top of the points leaderboard over the course of this year, and then 2 players from China will also join them at those World Finals. It's going to be a blast, and I'm excited that you're here for it. I'm happy you're here for it. Whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, by the way, it's a blast to have you here. Let me answer some questions as we're waiting for our first games to kick off. And let me see. I don't think we have any. I don't see any games starting yet. So I'm keeping a close eye on that for when that does actually happen. First question from Govinda on YouTube. Is the monthly final going to be live on CR Esports official YouTube channel like 2021? Yes, it is. Monthly final will be on Clash Royale Esports YouTube channel next weekend. So once a month you'll be on there for sure. Shout out to Develop. Develop, good to see you. Let me answer some more questions here. I see on Twitch. Yep, Ayo on YouTube and on Twitch. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Lucas and Mo in the same group. Insane. Yes, I certainly agree. That is absolutely wild that happened. It does happen. Is Mo Light playing today? Yes. Let's go take a look at the groups one more time. Mo Light is in Group B, a.k.a. Le Groupe de Death. Le Groupe de Mort. Right? Is that how... I don't know what group is in French. But however you say group in French, Le Groupe de Mort. He's in the Group of Death. It's crazy. Lucas, Mo, Hero, and Ruben. That's a banger of a group. I would not want to be there. I know that they are there. It's nutty. Birkin Bilgin asking, who's going to be first? What do you think? That's a really good question. I think that one of the big X factors here, I would not be surprised to see Mo not win this first one. In fact, it's possible that Mo doesn't make it through groups today, right? It's because, and here's the key factors. The biggest key factor here is we're playing with in-game duels. So it adds a little bit more variance to the gameplay, right? Or a little bit less variance, I mean. When you're playing normal duels like we played in the past, players can totally adapt their cards, their decks, card by card, as they go through the season, as they go through a game. But in this one, it's pre-submitted decks, so they're locked into the 4 decks they have for a game, which makes it a little bit more challenging. Sometimes you get caught between a rock and a hard place, as opposed to the ability to adapt. So that, I think, does take some of it. It does make it so it's a little bit harder for some of the top players to always make sure they have that advantage by being more prepared or by outthinking their opponent. So we'll see. But it's possible that Mugi or that Mohamed Light doesn't win this first monthly final. It always is possible, but more likely than normal that he would not win. I would give him, let's call it a 40% chance. So let's give me 1 second here, folks. Let me just handle something. 1 second. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the groups here one more time. And let me switch back over here. Sorry, I'm getting some messages that I have to contend with. Let's go take a look one more time in game. This is so those of you who don't already know it. By the way, for those of you who do want to follow along with the action yourselves, let's go to the tournament hub, which is the CRL logo on the right-hand side, and we can go ahead and go to the competition tab, where you can see all the where you can see everyone and see all the different groups. So you can see season 1, which is this month. The seasons will be months. We see monthly qualifier day 2, which we're on. You can see all the results from day 1 if you click back over that way. We're going to stick with day 2. Then you can go group by group. So we have group 1 with Surgical Goblin, Kaffer Hubi, who is Faust, Gui, and Coco. And then on over to group 2 with Mo, Lucas, Ruben, and Hero, and so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and let's see. Rich, do you think Mugi will qualify? Your opinion? I don't know. It's very possible. This is very early. This is very, very early in the competition, so we'll know when we know. But my expectation is that Mugi will qualify. But this season is going to be a lot harder than some other seasons, I think, because of the nature of in-game duels versus pre-submitted in-game duels versus flexible duels, if you will. Let's see. I wish CRL this year was Mega Draft. Dude, I feel you on that one. Levy is saying or Levi or Levy? I see. Let's go with Levi. And guys, the games will start as soon as they start. I can't make them start. As soon as they get going, I'll get them going. Okay, so group number 1. Faust is the favorite for sure in group number 1. He's, Surgical Goblin, though, has been in good form. Faust has to be my favorite for the pick there, but I think Surge has a really, really good chance of making it through as well, especially because he's in better form, it seems. Group number 2, you have to pick Mo Light, but Lucas is right now, that's the big thing, right? Is again, like you can lose a BO3 so much more easily in this version of the game. And like Mo could get caught in a bad position. Lucas is a gangster of a player. Ruben and Hero can both bang too. So honestly, my pick is Mo. It should be Mo. It should always be Mo. But it's more dangerous than you might think. And guys, yeah, as soon as you see when it goes live there at the bottom, and I'll go ahead. I have all these as my friends list too. Let's see. Let's see if Morton's actually in a game or if he's just practicing. Ooh, I think Morton might be in his match. All right, here we go. Looks like Morton's in his match. Game number 1. Here we are. Loving it. So here we go. Morton going drill. Both guys going with the Mighty Miner to kick things off. Looking like RG from Clown. And yes, it is. So cannon drill and really good DPS. Plus the bar barrel is going to be kind of forced into weird positions here. I think that I like this matchup for Morton a lot. The Fisherman is going to be a real key factor for Clown on how can he get the Fisherman active against that guy right there. And very interesting that he chooses to switch the lane and just take the Phoenix off the board. Cannon plus Musketeer, plenty of DPS. So nice play there from Morton. Help get the Phoenix out, get a little bit of extra damage. First 48 seconds remaining. And drill, and look at that, Clown way ahead with the Royal Ghost. Clown's going to need to find me, and I don't know exactly what spell he's running. You have to imagine it's Lightning, and maybe he's waiting until we get into a little later Elixir, but he could have gone Fireball with this variation as well. But Clown's going to really need to find a way to break through the DPS and the cannon here. You see Musketeer cycling right now from Morton. And he's going to have to eat this 2 RG shots on the right-hand side. No, just one gets through. And as we go into sudden death overtime, Fireball cycles begin for Morton. RG sets up to the right one more time. And this time, and look, he's going to trap the Ghost behind. Nice play by Morton. He's going to get some good damage out of that one as he plays the drill to the outside, more on the back there. And the Ghost tries to go to the front, and there it is, Lightning. So that Lightning pretty valuable as the Phoenix will get some damage. Fishboy going to slide through, but will get picked up by the Goblins 2024 to 1939. And this is really one of the things Morton has to do in this one. You know, you think about variance and placement more when you think about Miter than when you think about drill. But we saw the value that drill could get when it traps the Royal Ghost on the wrong side. So he really wants to try to get Clown, not really sure where the drill's going to go. And this time, Clown way ahead. That one's going to be an easy shutdown play. Still gets the drill pop damage. 1939 to 1589. Let's see if Clown goes 2 lanes here. He might just stack RGs in the same lane. And the High Goblins taken off by the Bar Barrel. Great Bar Barrel there, second RG down for Clown. Morton might need to drill defensively here. That might be important for him to keep the RG damage off. No, he's back to Cannon instead. Mortar, or Cannon, Musketeer, Ice Spirit, Log, able to do so much on defense. He logs again one more time. RG trying to break through. DPS is enough, and that should be sufficient. Lightning, though, does make this close. Fireball gets a little bit of room, but the Goblins don't pop at the exact right time, but they get on the tower. Massive damage here from Morton near the final seconds of game number 1. That should secure him game number 1, up by about 500 and change. GG, well played. Game 1 for Morton. Let's get ready for game number 2. Now, Log out for Morton, Fireball out for Morton. Does Clown have a bait deck in here somewhere? Again, these players can't adapt on the fly. They have to play decks that they already built and put in. It totally changes the math here. Lightning out for Clown and Fishboy as well. So you can think, hey, maybe you go with a deck that has Archer Queen on the side of Morton, but keep in mind that Monk is still available on the other side. So that Monk could be a serious problem. We don't really know. And yes, for those of you who want to, you can also follow along. I like having you here, but if you want to watch in-game, you can go to the Tournament Hub and watch from inside the game as well. Archers for Clown. Interestingly, Archers mostly these days are being paired with the Mighty Miner. This looks like it might be with Skeleton King instead, though. We'll see. Inferno Dragon high. And gonna get some damage from the Miner, so. Clown out to an early lead. Will take a little bit of Dragon Fire on the left-hand side, then it switches back over. Clown with the Elixir advantage, Morton with the damage advantage as the arrows cycle one more time. Fubsy saying, so Rich, how important do you think the Archers are going to be? Everything I've been watching shows the split lane power, anti-air. Yeah, Archers will be huge. They will be absolutely massive in any game that they play in. They are probably the most valuable card, Elixir for Elixir, in the game right now. Certainly up there among the top 3. Nice lightning from Morton, and right now this is really just been focused on bridge battles. If Morton is playing Golem, this would probably be an ideal time. Balloon from Clown goes to the opposite lane. No lightning in cycle and no building for Morton. And that's going to be just a lot of free damage. Natives at the tower, and looking more and more like Golem for Morton. Maybe Clown was trying to time it into a Golem drop so there'd be plenty, so there'd be a little bit more damage. Balloon, this time Bird should be available. Miner traps the Bird. I think Morton NATOs this back up to the cannon high, but yes, he does. There we go. NATOs it back. Does not go to the cannon. And does get death damage for Clown. So as we go into the final 10 of regulation, Morton is falling behind as Clown with a really interesting pick here. You don't see a lot of Loon picks. And no building for Morton here is a real problem. That's a nice NATO because he knows that that's going to drop, and he's going to use that, be able to use that cannon card as a building and avoid most of that damage. Morton is going to get one Golem push probably, but really the trick's going to be trying to find some Golden Knight connection. But when does he do that? It's so hard for him to defend these balloons. Clown with a great pick here. Yeah, is this? I think Clown is KickAsh. I need to double check on which account that is. And you see, that's what he was trying to do, was get the Golden Knight connection. Couldn't get it though. 1427 to 2370. Will the Lightning do enough? Nice Miner pickup. This is really, Morton has essentially 2 more exchanges in this game to try to get tower damage. And there you go. Golem finally comes down here in triple. Golden Knight should, oh, just that skeleton, giant skeleton stepped like 1/2 step out of range. Needs to NATO this balloon back. Does Morton have NATO? Yes, it does. Just barely got to the elixir in time. And now Morton goes opposite lane with a golem, plus bird. I think he Golden Knights to the right here once this... No, he doesn't. He's Golden Knight to the left now. Can he pull stuff together? Those towers, if there's a troop anywhere, he can get a Golden Knight dash with a NATO. Golden Knights to the right-hand side, and it doesn't connect. Brutal, brutal situation. Very, very well played there by Clown, who I can't remember if that's Gabo or if that is KickAsh. I need to double check. Let me go take a look. Let me see if I can figure out. Give me 1 second as I go through the list of everybody. And here we go. Hog versus Wall Breakers. And of course, Morton in the tough spot going Wall Breakers. No big surprises on that one. So this, I believe this is KickAsh. Let me just double check that one more time on his account. Yep, this is KickAsh. And again, we've been talking about this. Hog Monk is so interesting. We will be seeing Ian a little bit today, but I do question Hog Monk overall, based on his advice. Mostly because the Monk makes the cycle for your mini tank really slow. 5 elixir for your mini tank is really hefty, right? You think about it, Hog decks, their mini tanks are either historically Ice Golem for 2, Knight for 3, or Valk for 4. 5 is huge. Now the interesting thing here is you see the Monk can absolutely destroy minions, but can do nothing really against Zappies. So it's a really interesting back and forth between those two. So far, pretty even. A little under 100 HP separating these two players as we go closer to double elixir time. I want to move where my screen, where my gameplay screen is. Give me 1 second, folks. Need to make a slight adjustment. Hog to the right-hand side. Zappies is slow. Mini P.E.K.K.A will take care of that easily. Mini P.E.K.K.A, Mega Knight, and Zappies are pretty serious here, right? You think about that. The Zappies are going to do a lot of work for Morton, both against the Monk, but also against the Hog in many cases. But having both Mega Knight and Mini P.E.K.K.A for the Hog are massive. And that's a nice timing there, and Cycle's the one issue. You see that, shot gets in. GG, well played. And getting word from the chat here that Lucas beat Mo 2-0. So that's what I'm talking about. Keep an eye on that happening today. Lucas, of course, can beat Mo. Lucas is a world-class player. But there are no guarantees in Clash Royale, and especially not in this competition. Wall Breakers timed just for the cannon to bop. High cannon picks him up on the right-hand side. Mega Knight, huge Mega Knight value. Can he get and the Monk ended up tanking the Zappies. So that was a nice sequence there from KickAsh. Minor Wall Breakers full push left-hand side. Wall Breakers do go to the cannon in the middle. 1902 to 2277. Morton goes 2 to the left, 1 to the right here, not the direction I expected. EQ cycle begins for KickAsh. Mega Knight played low here to give time for Mega Knight to play some extra defense and build up. And now Monk way away. Look at this. This is a nice sequence here from Morton. Minor takes care of the Musketeer Monk is not going to do anything to those minions. Wall Breaker's pressure. Mega Knight gets a leap on the right-hand side. Is there a mini P.E.K.K.A? No, there's a Mega Knight for Morton instead. That Hog will get a shot, though, and that's a huge shot. That shot is massive, but the damage on the right-hand side might have been the big sealer here. I'm surprised to see Morton going full send with both of his primary Hog counters, with both the Mega Knight and the mini P.E.K.K.A. But damage done, plenty of elixir. Does he split Zappies here? No, he goes Mega Knight way in the back, knowing he has the, oh, look at this. It should be mini P.E.K.K.A plus Zap. Interesting. And that's enough to hold on the left-hand side. KickAsh trying to find a way to break through, doesn't get it done. Mega Knight jumps on the right-hand side. Miner going to go to the back of that Muskie. The Miner plus arrows pushes on these Muskies have been absolutely critical. Mini P.E.K.K.A does stop the Hog shot, and that might be the death knell. That might be the nail in the coffin for KickAsh here in game number 1. Zappies, double Zappies. That was at one point 6 Zappies working on that Hog Rider, and Morton takes care of business in game number 3. Let's get it. GG, well played. And let's go ahead, take a look as I get our next game going. Let's go take a look if there's any updated standings here. No updated standings yet on the Royale API page. It's giving us our wonderful information. Let me go ahead and see if I can find our next game here. And looks like we have Surgical Goblin versus Faust, I believe, going into their game number 3. Let's go ahead and give it a chance to load in here. And looks like we just got there to the very end as Surgical Goblin playing against Faust, who's playing on an account called Flobby, which is also thoroughly amusing. So there we go. Let's go take a look and see if I can find anybody else who's playing. Looks like let's head over to Wallace, who is still in his game against Sandbox. We will be watching Mo Light some today, folks. Don't you worry. We'll be part of the plan. There's a lot of Clash Royale to watch today. Bowler Graveyard Freeze. EQ on defense will be critical for Sandbox. For those of you who have not played a ton of this matchup, a lot of people, when they're playing Hog EQ, now Archer's certainly helpful. Obviously, you can see Sandbox has this one pretty well locked down. Looks like he's going to win game number 1 here. Archer's in the back, plus the Earthquake. Freeze comes in. Interesting sequencing there. And the Inferno Dragon gets a significant burn, plus the Bowler connection. I was going to say, interesting sequencing there, because he played the EQ really, really early with the Archers, right? You want to play the Archers, force the Freeze out, and then EQ to clear everything off, or Log to clear stuff off. Or go Archers and then Goblins. But he EQ'd early with the Archers. The Freeze came in, and then all the defense against that graveyard died off. And look at that Golden Knight connection. That's a coast-to-coast Golden Knight. And they're just like that. Wallace in the lead. Did I call it too early here? With 35 seconds left. Game number 3, Wallace ahead of Sandbox. And there you go. Now you see the EQ first. Maybe it was just his cycling, or his sequence was bad. King Tower activation doesn't matter. GG, well played. Wallace connects and takes that best of 3. Let's go. Let's go ahead and let me see who's still in game right now. And looks like we have, this is going to be Cody Go versus, let me remember who that is really quick. I think that is, that's Chetty. ChetiFLGod. Here we go. Game number 3 for Cody Go and Chetty. And yes, people, we will be watching Mo Light. It will be happening. Just not happening yet. And we'll watch Mo Light. We'll watch Mo Light next game, I think. Depends on what the matchups are. If there's another great matchup, we'll watch somebody else. But I remember this is a double round robin, so we'll probably end up watching Mo versus Lucas in the second round of the round robin. First 90 seconds passed. Damage is pretty even both ways. Puts the big Electro Giant in front of the Golden Knight. And this is good because look at the gold. This is why, I mean, you talk about the different things Electro Giant does well. And you talk about the damage it does to towers, which is tremendous for being a big tank. You talk about the damage it does to troops that are attacking it and the buildings, right, with the return zap. But the disruptive tanking, right, is really, really valuable. And you saw the Phoenix of Chetty doing some work behind it there. As Chetty now switches lanes into his strong side, immediate RG opposite lane. Cannon, arrows, Phoenix are going to be really hard for Kodigo to deal with. Gets one, though. What's the building situation for Kodigo? Now, keep in mind, Monk is nice against the E-Giant from the knockback. Maybe the most underrated thing about the Monk is its knockback ability. Notice that it used it on the Golden Knight there, though, not on the E-Giant, and then it knocks the E-Giant, just as I'm talking about how that's good, the E-Giant, and that was Kodigo pulling the E-Giant to the middle, and then with the Monk, the Monk kind of getting distracted there. So in that case, and that's where the Monk's ability is in some ways like the Fisherman's ability, right? The fact that it can betray you on occasion. And Kodigo was kind of caught between two things. I think he might have benefited from waiting a little bit longer for the cage potentially. But then you're getting into a cycle question, right? Of when do you want that cage to be back in your hand one more time? RG shut down. 90 seconds left. What does Kodigo do to get back here? Well, he has to set up a big push behind the Royal Giant and find some way to target the cannon. He has to get the cannon off the board. That E-Wiz needs to be involved at the bridge in being disruptive. So here we go, Royal Giant plus Bird. How does he get this cannon? Fireball, not going to do enough. This is done. And that's the big problem here, right? He has no real way past the cannon. And then when you factor in the archers and the Phoenix, it's just too much. And oh yeah, add the NATO on top of all that. Because watch this, cannon pops. Sure, I'll just NATO it back. GG. GG. And lightning. Oh, that's low on elixir though. Very low elixir. Fireball in. Oh, the bar barrel need to go to that cannon. The bar barrel need to go to that cannon for Kodigo. Oh my gosh, the RG connects. Will the RG go again? Does the RG do it? Oh my word! And the lightning not there in time! And the lightning not there in time! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The overspend by Chetty. The overspend didn't have enough for it. That was crazy. Kodigo just took his lunch money. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Even CR Esports has to go, fire! Absolute fire! Wow. That's all you can say is wow. That's craziness. Let's see if we have updates on our leaderboard yet. Here we go. In Group 1, we saw Surgical Goblin take his win over Faust. Coco getting the win over Gooey. And as you guys saw, LucasXGamer 2-0 against Mohamed Light. And then Hero beating Ruben. No results yet posted from Group 3. But we'll get those as soon as we can. Ian with the win. Was it Ian versus Brew? Oh, that, we'll watch Ian. We'll see if we can watch Ian versus Kitassyan. That'll be a good matchup. No results yet. No official results in here, but inside the tournament hub, Bassotto beat Miniminter and Erick beat Keef. So there's some updates for you as we're waiting for those ones to get updated here on this screen. And we saw Morton get his win over KickAsh. Gabo beating Pedro in Group E. That's a big one there. Pedro, certainly a favorite this season. And we just saw Cody Go stealing that game from Chetty. Hajime and... Oh, we still have one game active here. Let me see if I can get into our active game. We have an active game here between Hajime and Brqko. Let's see if I can get it to load. Can I get it to load? Maybe the game ended already? Let me try that one more time. Finally, Wallace beating Sandbox with that come-from-behind win. Chacha taking down the Expo player Nexus. And then in our final group, and let me see if that Hajime match is still active or not. It might have ended just as I was saying. No, it is active. Okay, I'll see if I can get it up. And then in our final group here in Group 8, Hasiel getting the win over Jota and Tourist 2-0 SB. So those are your results from the first round. I'm going to try one more time. Oh, looks like Hajime did end up getting the 2-1 victory. So those are our results from round number 1. Let me go look at what our matchups are going to be here in round number 2. So let's see. Let me see if there's a good one in. Let's see. Group 2 is Ruben and Mo. That might be the one there, folks. Samuel versus Keef. Ian versus Kitassyan. Oh boy. All right, guys. Here we're gonna do a quick vote. I'm gonna do a poll right here in the chat. Which match is it going to be? Mo Light versus. Who was Mo gonna go up against? Mo Light versus Ruben. I'm putting the poll up right now. Or is it gonna be Kitassyan versus Ian? I'll go ahead and let you guys can pick your adventure. Let's go ahead and post that poll right now. Go ahead and vote right now on which match you want to watch in this next round. And it's pretty close. Wallace versus Chacha, Sandbox versus Nexus, Hasiel versus SB. Yeah, those are the two best matches by far. By far, the two best matches. Morton versus Pedro is good. We did just watch Morton though. So I don't think we're gonna do Morton right now. But I'll go with the votes. Right now the votes are about 70% for Mo Light versus Ruben, which I get. That's a former world champ. That's a world champ versus world champ matchup. I can't argue against that. Let's see if I can get to... We will see Ian today, folks. For those of you... Both these guys, Mo and Ian, will be seen today. So I'm going to go with the vote. By the way, as you can see, right up here in the corner is my current YouTube subscriber count. We're at 96,842. So we are pushing, trying to get to 100,000. It'd be cool to break the 97,000 today. Ooh, yes. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. I have to do it later. Darn. I'll do that later. Let's see. Right now it's 71% for the Mohamed Light matchup. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that one. Here we go. Mo versus Ruben. We will see Ian today, folks. Drill wall breakers. Ruben known for RG. Oh, and I see I've missed a couple of super chats. I am very sorry. It's kind of a hectic day today. Those of you on YouTube, I see, hey, the GG from Cool Bro Liddy. Thank you very much. The $10, that's really wonderful. I appreciate you. I have something big coming up pretty soon on the channel, and that money will go directly to that project. So thank you very much. And Sai, thank you very much as well. RG, Hog, and Loon. Ruben's 3 go-tos. And the big question here is, in pre-submitted duels, does he stick to those safer, more comfortable options? RG game number 1. And Mo here doing what I was talking about last game that might have been kind of a game saver, and that's the defensive drill. People really need to feel more comfortable, especially against things like RG and Hog Rider. Or just in general, using defensive drills against win conditions. Oh, that's nice. The wall breaker's distracted for the archers. Fisherman does not get it done. And now Ruben switching lanes here. Mo in firm control in game number 1. And again, we're talking about cannon plus archers. Snowball here, and RG gets nothing. Fireball doesn't get the bird. Easy kite. Drill on defense, plus cannon. And just a nice sequence overall. The goblins being tanked for are a bit annoying, and that forces Mo to get the guards out. But I don't see a real clear way here through for Ruben. It just seems like this is going to be too difficult for him. If that wall breaker had connected, that would have been wild. That would have been absolutely wild if that connected too. RG left-hand lane. Fireball up high. Drill a little bit late here, as the RG's going to get some serious damage, plus the reflections. Fireball in. RG all over that tower. And just like that, this is a competitive game, folks. 40 seconds left, and the drill did not stop the Royal Giant. Mo sets up low with the cannon. Trying to do a two-part cycle here this time around. And that monk is going to be a real issue. Trying to fireball snowball. Mo can't do it. Fireball opposite direction. 232 to 852. Fireball down. Needs to get the drill out. Snowball will do it. Never mind. GG, well played. Woo, boy. Feel like Mo had it locked down, and then... Man, stuff gets wild. Stuff gets wild here. Here we go. So, RG out. RG log fireball out for Ruben. Mighty Miner versus Monk. Mo might go Hog AQ. I don't know if he's playing that. Lightning is still there for Ruben, though. Ruben played log with RG, so probably means Ruben is most likely not playing Hog Rider. Shout out to the fake Lopacati over on the Twitch chat. OGs. That's old school. That's throwback. And really, really slow burn here. Fireball out. Great pick for Mo with the Flying Machine. So drill for Ruben. Flying Machine's going to be an annoyance, and that breaks down just in time. Oof. Little breath of relief from Mohamed Light. Does that King Tower activation hit? Oh, and just barely doesn't because of the Mother Witch. Almost had it. Flying Machine going to be a real problem here for Ruben. And, I mean, this is just such a simple pick here for Mo to go with Royal Hogs plus Flying Machine with Fireball out. Dark Prince plus sort of the Magic Archer, but Dark Prince Barb Barrel going to be his best options here against the Piggies. He's going to have to kind of overspend to defend against the Royal Hogs here. Very difficult for Ruben. So both players taking their time as we go into double. Mo sets up Giant Skeleton into the opposite lane here. And this is one of the things that Mo does. Mo plays two lanes really, really well. When I'm talking with some of the coaches of what makes Mo special, it's the damage he gets earlier than you do in both lanes. Makes it very hard for you to make decisions. Golden Knight dash, very important there. Can this turn into the King Tower activation? Nope, turns the opposite direction. So a couple times Mo's gone for it, has not gotten it. That Flying Machine hanging out in the middle. This time, no lineup for the Magic Archer. This time, plenty. So this is interesting because Ruben's doing a great job with that Magic Archer, of a Magic Archer plus the drill, of making the fight take place in the middle all clumped up. And that Flying Machine should be a much bigger problem for him than it has been. But Ruben doing a great job of managing the fight in the middle of the board. And that Magic Archer has been on there for about 2 years. Second Magic Archer down. And there's another thing too, right? You talk about Mo abusing the Flying Machine, Ruben abusing the Magic Archer, because there's no direct way to get to it. There's no two-spell comment. There's no single spell, obviously. And then he's no arrows plus to get to it as well. So that's causing some serious problems for Mo. No way to get there. And just like that, Ruben in the lead. Magic Archer gets another shot here, 1771. So both guys here have these cards that they can kind of abuse on their side. And in some ways, the Magic Archer is honestly being more effective. Arrow's doing far less than Mo would hope here. And oh boy. The NATO Magic, the NATO Golden Knight there. And look at how Ruben's just protecting his Magic Archer over and over again. Drill in. That's going to be some damage. That Piggy tanking, the Mother Witch was smart there from Mo. Piggy tanking was critical, but look at the damage in it anyway. 1568 to 2190. Mo has to find some way to Piggy through here. I don't know if he can. Has to go Pigs now or it's GG. I mean, it already is GG, I think. Pigs now. Drill high to stop it. Arrows in. Pigs won't get the tower. We're going to game number 3. Game number 3. Let's go. Good voting. Good voting, chat. Very well voted. And I will answer chat. I will answer chat questions during breaks, guys. When we're in gameplay, I'm going to do gameplay, just so everyone knows. Maybe a little less talkative today than normal. Lolel saying, Marcher basically a win con. Yeah, it's a secondary win condition for sure. Archers for Ruben. So Ruben might be playing, it looks like Hog for Mo Light, and Ruben, let's see if he's playing the Mortar version or the Bomb Tower version. Probably Mortar now that he's playing Skeleton King. But I could be wrong. Hog against the Flying Machine and Archers will be very, very nice for Mo. Not back to Log, so his Musketeer just gets ruined. And that's a nice bit of arrows. Hog has to come out to tank, and there you go. It is the Mortar version. It is a Mortar variant for Ruben. You saw Mo kind of hoping he could get a King Tower activation out of that. I don't know if he can do that King Tower activation with a Fire Spirit. And thank you very much, Sandy, for taking care of the modding. I do appreciate it. Arrows for the Goblins will be very nice for Ruben as this game goes on. Because if you look at Ruben's ways to catch miners, it's the Goblins and it's the Monk. And the Monk is 5 elixir. It's going to be hard for him to keep up with that. And look at that, Mo having to EQ on defense to keep the Monk alive, and nice timing with the ability. And now, pressure from Mohamed Light. Mortar. Does he get the timing right? I think he did. There you go. Beautiful King Tower activation. Clip that on Twitch, folks. That's a beautiful King Tower activation from Mohamed Light. Perfect timing. That will help a lot against these minor pushes. I have a whole breakdown on that technique on the YouTube channel if you want to see. It's in my shorts. If you want to see exactly how to do that King Tower activation. Oh, tried to predict Goblins with the arrows. Got it wrong. Skarmy for the Hog. Mortar doesn't get a shot off. This game just got fascinating. Mo playing, well, like Mohamed Light. You see Ruben now going opposite lane here, just kind of trying to make Mo do 2 things at once. And just an Inferno Tower to hold. Very interesting. But how does Mo stop this Flying Machine? He's just going to eat it and go. Eat it and go. Hog, EQ, Log, Monk. The Monk does have its reflection, and that's massive. Wow, what a perfect example of just knowing when to eat the damage. Mo decided to go ahead and just tank, let the damage go on that right-hand tower, and get the damage lead on the left-hand side. Brilliant macro there by the defending world champion. Just, mwah. And Ruben in a real tough spot here. Not out yet, certainly down by a lot. Now Flying Machine right-hand lane again. Early activation of the ability for the Skeleton King. And Ruben's just trying to find a way to get the miner through with the arrows, trying to either like time that perfectly on the Musketeer or maybe hope that it's the Goblins that are in cycle for the pickup. It's just not happening. And that's just, that's it. That's it. GG, wave it off. Wave it off, folks. Throw in the towel. You got to cut him. What a game. What a game. GG, well played. Mohamed Light. Back in business. Back in business. Let's go ahead and see if we can find, you know what? People wanted to watch Ian. Let's go ahead and watch some Ian. Come on, button. Why is the button not working? Give me 1 second here. My spectator button is not liking me. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think we're in. Here we go. Ian versus Kitassyan. Let's go. And enough time for us to catch up here with game number 2. Nice. Does Ian win this? Can we see a game 3 here? Mini P.E.K.K.A trying to go for free pancakes on the right. Doesn't get it. 13:33. A naked lightning cycle from Ian. Wow. Does he have cannon? He has NATO in time to get the cannon. There we go. Kitassyan putting the pressure on. Golden Knight should dash here. Yes, it does. You need the NATO, then the Hawk. It might just NATO and not lock. And not cannon. Yes, he does. Nice. 10:85 to 10:16. Wow, we got here just in time for a wild finish. Lightning down. Cannon high. Not even just NATO it to the opposite side here just to be super duper safe. Doesn't need it. NATO's for damage. GG, well played. We're going to game number 3. Hey, let's go. We'll show you a little everything. A little bit of everything here, huh? Game number 3. All right, what did they play before? Hog EQ, RG Fireball versus Piggy's No. So Fireball is still available for Ian. Hog is still available, obviously, for Ian. Man, trying to like read what decks they played that fast is so hard. Another thing, hard thing about like I have to get in rhythm of commentating in-game duels versus like normal duels, right? Just trying to talk about what they've already played, and there goes Ian. I guess reading that there was already a was there already a NATO on Kitassyan's side? Arrow's nice against minor wall breakers. Saw the Mighty Miner kite. So I prefer the Mighty Miner combination with Mortar rather than wall breakers. I like having that defensive capability. What I don't know, let me see if I can go ahead and figure it out. Because I don't know if the API updates. I don't think it updates until the whole in-game duel is over. Is that right? Let me see. Let me see if I can see this. Yeah, it doesn't update until the whole BO3 is over. Minor Loon for Kita. And Zanko making a point. Yes, Kitassyan was one of the best players in CRL East, absolutely. You're talking about Kitassyan's time in CRL East. Multiple seasons, starting in CRL Asia with Fav Gaming. 5 or 6 total seasons, including a CRL East 2020 championship with Fav Gaming. Nice use of the Mighty Miner ability for Ian. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to mute this. But for some reason, I can't. Moon into the right-hand side. Good reflection. Oh, and the Log King Tower activation. That's a cheeky move there from Ian. He might lose anyway, though. Cheeky move there from Ian to activate King Tower. But then gets absolutely shredded by that loon. And that might be it here with that reflection damage, putting it in really bad territory. Minor poison in. Snowball, trying to stop the damage here is Ian. Looks like Kita's gonna get it. Kita gets it. Man, that was a rough one. That was a rough one. Well played, Kita. So, results so far. Looks like Surgical Goblin now up 2-0. Lucas moves up to 2-0 as well. Remember, one player from each team, from each group gets to move on here. Samwell in the lead in his group. Chief Keef down to 0-2. Ian and Kitassyan there in the middle. Sosaa taking sole lead of Group 4, or Group D. Morton 2-0 in his group right now. That's huge for him, especially with Pedro at 0-2. That's really massive for Morton. Cody Go 2-0 in his group. Chacha out of nowhere leading his group. Of course, Wallace and Sandbox had already played, so one of them had to lose. And Tourist, I guess it looks like, folks, in our final group, Jota is either DQ'd or not going to show up or something. So you see Tourist is now 3-0, SB is 2-1, Hasiel's 2-1, and Jota's listed as 0-5. So I don't know what the story is in that one, but that's the story as it stands. Let me see if there are any games active right now in this round. I think that we are done with all of our games here in round 2. And looks like we are. Let's go to round 3 and check out our matchups from round 3. So round 3, we have Tourist versus Hasiel, Sandbox and Chacha, Cody Go and Hajime, Morton and Pedro. That might be an important one to watch. Morton and Pedro. Let's see. I think Morton and Pedro is the big game. It looks like Morton and Pedro's going to be the big game, folks. Yep. So as soon as that game is up, we'll go ahead and jump on into it. Hey, look at that. 96,933, almost at 97,000. Thank you, everybody who's watching. And yes, only the first place player in each group qualifies, which is pretty huge. Keep an eye on that one. Let's see. Let's take a look at the chat for a minute while we wait for our Morton for our Morton match. What happens if two people are 2-1? Who advances? There are tiebreakers that the game is calculating. Rich, are we going to see another Mo winning scenario? Maybe not. I mean, right now, Lucas is in control of his own fate. Lucas has the lead right now. So that's a big one. Where is Mugi? Did not qualify for the top 32 this time. Poll again. No, we're watching Morton, and then we'll go from somewhere. I'll go somewhere. That Morton match is the best one. If you look at all the different possible matchups, because that's Morton versus Pedro. If Morton wins it, he's in pretty clear position to go ahead and win the group, and that's going to put Pedro, who's supposed to have like a big year this year, in a pretty tough position. Let's see. We need more Mo in our lives, Rich. We'll be seeing more Mo. Don't you worry. We will be seeing more of it for sure. Who is? Let's see. Games are getting ready to start here, I think, in our next round. Can Ian qualify? Yes. Ian can certainly still qualify. I love you as a caster. Mwah, I love you as a viewer. How about that? It's double round robin as a reminder here to everybody. So they do play everyone plays twice. Pink box. Yeah. We'll get there. Maybe 100K. 100K for the pink box. All right, let's see. Games are beginning. Waiting for Morton's game to start. If someone in Twitch chat can tell me when Morton game starts, I'm gonna go ahead and put on Mo's game for a minute. And someone in Twitch chat. Oh, Morton's game is starting. Never mind. Let's go. Let's get to it. Morton versus Pedro. This wouldn't be a clincher, but man, it would be close. I'm not opening that box at 97K. We're like almost there. That was 97K that day. Miller McDonald with a great suggestion. You hear that? My esports Royale friends who are watching. A richslaton emoji with the sunglasses. Come on. Or give some sunglasses to like a king or a barbarian. I guess we already have the king. The pixel one. It's so interesting to see Hog Mini P.E.K.K.A. So we'll see, is Morton running a building here, or is he relying on Mini P.E.K.K.A Plus for his tank, for his counters? Hey! It's the Ice Golem! The cutest guy on 2 Elixir. Hey, once again, Clash Royale. We need an Ice Golem plushie with crunchy feet. We 100% need that. Been saying that for a long time. Ice Golem plushie, deserved for the Ice Golem, with crunchy feet. Please make it happen. Giant Skelly Hog, Pedro going no, and this is interesting. I actually kind of like this in game number 1. Pedro going no champion. Let's see if that's what Morton's doing too here. Good snowball. Gets the hog shot. And Morton choosing to let that push die and not spend there. Instead, take the elixir advantage. It's smart play by Morton, right? See, he's up 2 now and can recycle his archers. And then just pure spell cycle on that left-hand side. But back to this discussion of no champions in game number 1. It makes you harder to predict in games 2 and 3. I like that move conceptually, assuming you win game 1. Ice Spirit will make sure that hog doesn't connect. And you know that Morton wanted that Ice Golem to be in front of the Mini P.E.K.K.A and do a little bit of tanking. Didn't do it. Archers open up like a couple of howitzers. And it's guards. So yeah, no champion for both players. Oh, the Mini P.E.K.K.A goes to the giant skeleton. Morton does get some counter push ability out of the Mini P.E.K.K.A, which is certainly dangerous. As long as he can continue to defend these Hog Riders and not have to overspend to do it, that works out nicely for him. But the big question is, can he stop the Hog Riders from connecting and not have to overspend to make it happen? That one worked out well for him. And nice kite there on the giant skeleton. And then Morton can control the giant skeleton in the middle here. Goes high with the guards instead. I thought he might go middle, and now those guards don't pull duty on the second giant skeleton. Hog will get a hit, I believe. Yes, it does. That's huge. Pedro, 1906 on Morton's tower. Morton, 1894 the opposite direction. But now Pedro pressuring with the right-hand lane as we go into triple elixir. Skeleton are the archers in the middle. And now the push does not connect, but the EQ does its job. I think Morton's going to have a real hard time connecting with hogs here at all. But he does cycle really fast, right? So no bomb tower here. Snowball pushes the wrong direction, and so forces the overspend out of Pedro with 23 seconds left. And this is what Morton wants. He wants to force defensive spending rather than allow offensive spending. Can he stop this Hog Rider? This Hog Rider is the whole game right here. Log gets it done. EQ opposite direction. Brilliant gameplay by Morton. Absolutely brilliant gameplay by Morton. So much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. And you saw what he wanted to do was force defensive spending so that Pedro couldn't spend offensively. And now also look, no champion spent by either person. And this now really benefits, I mean, that's a nice thing for either player to help make their picks for game more unpredictable for game 2, but works out much better for Morton. Vankaros, I will give that description after this game is over. Absolutely. I will describe the whole tournament after the game is over. But this is CRL. You could be in this. You could be here next month. Morton's probably running Fireball with this. We would have seen the lightning there if it was in cycle. So Archer Queen in okay shape. This is probably going to be Golden Knight and Fireball for Morton, which means Archer Queen's going to be really annoying this whole way through. And a big, thick version of minor wall breakers here. So far, so good on both sides. Minor does get one shot. Bats get picked up, and that Mother Witch is going to be really big against those bats. So Royal Hogs for Morton. Called out on the seventh card there, Rich. I don't think Pedro is running Fireball. Morton going no champions twice is really interesting. And Aries making that point in the Twitch chat here. Morton with no champions again. That's a good minor arrows there to try to clear the way, but the queen's not going to get through. And I always love a 3-1 split, especially in this situation, right? Because the 2-2 split doesn't really threaten the same way. The full lane split, of course, right into the Mega Knight. That 3-1 split forces Pedro to make some decisions. This is maybe the most annoying version, in my opinion, of the minor wall breakers deck, the Prince Mega Knight version. But a really smart pick by Pedro, knowing how much Morton favors Royal Hogs. And that was a really nice defense there from Morton. He's going to have to spend a little bit more here on the left-hand side. But you saw how that minor was supporting the Archer Queen, and then the Flying Machine up high could have been a disaster. That's going to be a big connection. That's going to be a double wall breaker connection for Pedro, and Morton had nothing he could do there without spending down too far. And Mega Knight finally drops. I think that Giant Skeleton's in range, though. I think that Giant Skeleton bomb, might be a half tile off. Just a half tile off, man. AQ cycles to the right-hand lane, wallbreaker pressure on the left-hand side. And that's nice for Pedro. Force out the extra 1 elixir spend. $18.04 to 1868. This is razor thin, and these have been so far. Zappy's trying to split the difference here. And that Mega Knight leap was critical. 30 seconds left. Pedro up by about 350. And Morton really can't just hogs into this, because there's a Mega Knight just waiting to ruin the push. There he goes. So now Morton has to try to hogs past this. There he goes. Cannot get it on tower. The hogs cannot really break through any of that, and we're going to game number 3. We're going to game number 3. Let's go. Let's go. Seeing some updates in the chat here. Mo winning his match 2-0. Ian winning his match 2-0. No champion played for Morton. I don't think he can play Archer Queen here in game number 3. With Monk still available for his opponent, with Lightning still available for his opponent, I think that Morton probably has to play something with Monk or Mighty Miner here. Reaper acting like I'm new with this suggestion. I will explain all the rules of this tournament when we finish this round of gameplay. So those of you who are asking, a couple questions about it. But also, if you look at the show description in the show notes below on this stream, it'll take you to the page, the website for CRL for 2023, which actually explains the entirety of CRL 2023, including how you can play in it this year, because it's open for everyone. Yeah, Morton. I thought he might go a Mighty Miner deck. Could not go, and you see right there. That's why he could not go with the Archer Queen here in game number 3, because Monk and Lightning are both available. Ooh, a little touch. The Fish Boy tries to. Tries to get it. We're seeing a lot of heavier decks today. A lot less like pure like fast cycle decks. Obviously, you know, the really popular decks that are great on ladder right now, they can be kind of hard to play in dual mode just because they take a lot of cards that you want to maybe spread out a little bit more amongst your 4 decks you have to pre-build when you're playing in-game duels. So things like the Mighty Miner, Poison, Goblins, Archers, Log, like that whole deck, right? It's the best deck in the game right now. Like half of the top 10 finishes were with it. That deck just eats so much. And there you go, big pile of rocks in the left-hand lane. And actually, this is nice. I think Morton's running Lightning here, which is nice for him because Lightning can't be reflected by the Monk. The Monk high was more for the Golden Knight, but that Monk can also knock back the Golem. And what a NATO by Morton. Perfect timing to prevent the King Tower activation. Very, very nicely played by Morton. RG opposite direction. I believe Cage is available. Cage gets there at the very, very last second. Cage plus Phoenix trying to DPS down the RG. He won't give up the full lead here. Does give up 1 shot. Morton now in the lead as we go into sudden death, 24-38 to 17-64. Going down one more time. And now RG opposite lane. And this RG does some significant damage here. Those are good connections. But Morton with 2 lanes to play in. And NATO's the Fish Boy again. And gets a big Golden Knight connection. Huge Golden Knight connection. Cannon cart on the left-hand side as well. That's it, folks. Morton takes that one 3-0. Let's do it. Morton now moves to 3-0 in the group as well. It's going to be really hard for anybody to overtake him at this point. Anybody trying to catch up is going to have a lot of trouble. Let's go ahead and jump into Group 4, a.k.a. Group D, if I can get things working here. And here we go. Let's go catch up with Brewzany and Kitassyan in game number 2 of their matchup. Graveyard in with the tank very low. Little aggressive play there from Kita. You see Brew in the lead with 30 seconds left. And it's a smart hog up high. Does not hold. The Golden Knight does end up leaving the range for tankage. Golden Knight, can it get a dash here, though? Can it sneak through for that dash? And look at that. The crazy cycle of these graveyards at the end is so aggressive. NATO's the hog, and that's it. Great play by Kita. GG. GG, well played. Kita takes the 2-0 over Brew. Very, very well played. So here we go, looking at the standings. Let me see if there's any matches still going in our group right now. I think that this group, oh, maybe Tourist and Hasiel are still going? Pretty sure I have Hasiel on my friends list here, but I don't see them playing. Maybe I don't have Hasiel on my friends list right now. Let me see if I can go in and catch the end of that one. But as you can see, currently we have a few undefeated players in their groups. Most importantly, look at that. Surgical Goblin, old school, in the lead in his group. Faust was the favorite there, but Surge in a good spot, 3-0. Lucas leading his group 3-0. Mo tight on his heels at 2-1. People in the chat asking, is Mo out? No, he is not out. Mo is still in the mix. Mo is certainly still in it. He and Lucas will play one more time. So Lucas in control of his own fate right now. Mohamed will need to beat him unless Lucas loses to either Hero or Ruben and opens up the door. Group number 3, very tight. 3 players tied. Keef all the way down at 0-3, but Samuel, Bassotto, Miniminter, and Erick all tied at 2-1. Same thing in Group 4. Brewzany taking the triple L. Ian, Kita, and Sosaa all tied at 2-1. Morten, though, in control of his group right now. Has not quite secured the group yet, but is getting very, very close. And I think, let me look at the round 4 in Group 5 here. The round 4 matchups. Because I think, does Morten have, no, Morten has KickAsh next. Gabo's playing Pedro next game. If Gabo loses and Morten wins, I think that puts Morten very, very close. It puts Morten close, at least. Group G, or Group 6, Cody Go. A lot of people talking about people turning back the clock right here. Cody Go 3-0 in his group. Sandbox, Wallace, and Chacha all tied up in Group 7. And then our final group, Hasiel and Tourist, tied up. SB gets on the winners on the board now. And now Jota, I guess Jota's back in it. So I guess I was wrong. They've gone ahead and fixed that one. So there you go. Our matchups in our next round. Let me go to round 4, and let me go to our first group. Our matchups in this round. Let's see. It's going to be Surgical Goblin and Faust. That's going to be big for the leader of that group. That might be the one to watch. Nope, we're watching Mo and Lucas. We're watching Mo and Lucas. We're watching Mo and Lucas. That's the one. Executive decision. We are watching Mo Light, Mohamed Light, and Lucas. All right, here is how CRL works. By the way, thank you for 97K. Let's go. Let's push to 100, baby. Let's push to 100, baby. It'd be cool if we hit 98 today. I see that there's like 3,000 of you watching right now. What if all of you just hit sub real quick? 97, though. That's pretty fire. All right, here's how CRL works. The Path of Legends in your, you play, when you play ranked, the Path of Legends, at the end of the season, the top 1,000 from Path of Legends go on to our qualifier phase, which starts with a 1,000-person Swiss bracket that was played yesterday for this month, streamed by Juicy J. Thanks so much, Juicy. The top 32 from that 1,000-player bracket make it to Day 2, which is today. Day 2, group stage. Day 2, they make it to Day 2, which is today. 8 groups of 4 players in a double round robin bracket. That's what we're seeing right here. Andrew Guy in the building. Hey, if you guys like tennis, go check out Andrew Guy's Twitter, at Andrew Guy. He is hosting, he's hosting like for the tennis channel. It's awesome. If you like tennis, go check out what my brother's doing there. It's super cool. So yeah, so back to CRL. Top 1,000 from ranked make it into a Swiss bracket tournament. That's day 1 of the qualifiers. The top 32 from that Swiss bracket, which was yesterday, make it to today. As you see, these 8 groups of 4, they play in a double round robin, which means every player plays every other player 2 times. And the number 1 player, you see the gold spot there, number 1 player from each group goes on to our bracket next weekend. The big bracket, 8-player bracket next weekend, the monthly final, where the winner will get a golden ticket trip directly to World Finals, and all the players, once you get to the top 1,000 and play in that Swiss bracket, every win you get from the Swiss bracket and beyond earns you points. So we'll have 7 monthly qualifiers. The winner of each monthly qualifier will get a golden ticket right to World Finals, but also the other 7 players who didn't win those tournaments, but who gained the most points over the course of those tournaments, they will also go to World Finals, where they'll be joined to round out the top 16 in Worlds by 2 players from the China region. So there you go. Boom. That's how CRL works. Also, look in the description. There's a link to the Clash Royale League, the Esports Royale website, where you can learn all that information, everything you want to know. When's it happening? How's the prize pool work? How can I play? All of that at the link that's in the description. So go ahead and jam on that too. Rich, what would you do if you ever met Elvis the King? Do you do your Elvis impression for Elvis if you meet him? That's a real important question. If you meet Elvis, do you be like, hey, I'm the king, right? Do you do that for Elvis, or do you just be like, hello, Mr. Presley, nice to meet you. Your music was good music there, fella, right? Oh yeah, thank you very much. Can't wait to get back in the booth with Andrew Guy next weekend. It's going to be a blast. Cannot wait. Let's see. Waiting for Mo's game. We're watching Mo versus Lucas. That's what we're watching. Anything else would be silly. Let me go look back here for a second. Let's see. No, Wallace. I don't see Sandbox 3-0. I see Sandbox 2-1, Wallace 2-1, and Chacha 2-1. Here we go. Mohamed Light versus Lucas. If Lucas wins this, he basically secures the monthly final. I can meet you right now, Elvis Sattler. That sounds almost as good as meeting Elvis Presley. This is fascinating. Lucas going real fast cycle miner. And notice he's playing skeletons in this deck and not goblins. So I talked earlier about how some of the top decks, they take too many good cards and put them together. So notice that Lucas not putting goblins in here. Mo probably playing some variation of Hog. He could be playing Miner too, though. Yeah, he's not playing Hog right now. So very interesting. Lucas playing Miner, playing Log, playing Ice Spirit, which is super strong, and then decides to go Skeletons rather than Goblins. And it's, wow, it's lava for Mo. Trying to get a little tricky here. This is the hard part. These two guys know each other so well. I believe that they're both working with Jebas as their analyst, so he sat this one out, I'm assuming. Is Lucas running Poison with this? Or is he running Fireball with this? That's a smart Bomb Tower. And a great Ice Spirit. Bomb Tower, Ice Spirit to redirect the Lava Hound, and then perfect double zero. So yeah, it is Poison for Lucas. Eats a lot of damage, though, and Mo back in the lead. And look at that. Immediate balloon at the bridge. Poison out of cycle. Bomb Tower out of cycle. Lucas calls good game. And he NATOs it. He's running NATO. No air counters. NATO, Poison, Bomb Tower. This is wild. This is absolutely wild, folks. NATO, Poison, Bomb Tower. Crazy fast cycle. Nice arrows. Or nice archers, I mean. What an interesting deck choice out of Lucas. I don't think he can withstand this, though. Even with the poison. Yeah. You're way too far behind now. No air defense. And I'm guessing here that Mo didn't have a champion in there. That was crazy. It doesn't reveal the last card. That's interesting. Wow. Lava Loon from Mohamed Light. The Vlop, big point here. Mo abusing lack of lava usage in the channel in the tournaments. This is big. This is big because Lucas could shut Mo out here and end Mo's run in our first monthly final. A win here makes things crazy, though. Does Mo need to 2-0 Lucas? I don't remember how the tiebreaker works there. I need to double check the tiebreaker. I need to actually go open up the rules to make sure I understand the tiebreakers here. Let's go to esports.clashroyale.com, your home for all information about Clash Royale esports. That's weird. There we go. Good mortar connections here for Lucas. Let me go to the official rulebook here. Of course, this will only I'll dig into it if Mo ends up winning this matchup, because that's when it'll be really important for us to figure out what all those tiebreakers are. Ooh. Ghost goes wild. So you see Lucas spending all that to break through. Couple of good hog shots, though, on that left-hand side. And that's one of the annoying things, right, for Mo, is his only building here, and the Ghost is going to do more. That Ghost is doing work. 950 on the right-hand side to 1515. Mo has to play drills to stop hogs. NATO is a gamble. Like, you can't really NATO the hog and the bats, and that's why Lucas is playing hog and bats, because you have to wait too long to have an effective NATO that kills the bats and pulls the hog rider. So you're going to see Lucas keep trying to hit that hog bats push over and over again. Trying to body block here and just DPS this down. And that was nice. That was really nice. That was really nice for Mo. Defensive variance is one of the things he's great at. Look at that. And now the Royal Ghost on the right-hand side. Mo has NATO for the Hog Rider. Pulls it back up. Gets the tower down. And Mo's going to 2-0 here. Mo's going to 2-0 here. And now this just got crazy. This just got crazy. Freako Funky asking the question, who's the best player in the game right now? You're looking at him. You're looking at him. You're looking at him right now. There isn't a debate. Mohamed Light's the best player in Clash Royale. Even if he doesn't go through today, he's still the best player in Clash Royale right now. All right, let me go ahead and double check the tiebreaker situation in this stage. Let me get into top 32. All right. My word. Let's go take a look at any updated results so far. Nothing going on. Let's go ahead. I know people want to take a look at Ian. Let's go take a look at Ian. Ian versus Brew. Oh, wrong button. Hold on, folks. This is just game number 1. Oh, they're really early in this game. Let's see. Double round robin. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head match record. So now Mo and Lucas have split that. So if they end up with the same record overall, then it goes their head-to-head record is 1-1. Then it goes to players' win percentage in day 2. So how much did you 2-0 versus how much did you 2-1? If that's tied, those two tiebreakers, they'll play a single elimination game to determine their final ranking. Interesting. All right, so there you go. That's your rules, folks. Is there anybody that can check the bracket live? Yes, you can go in-game. You can go in-game, folks, and go to the tournament hub, and you can see. I'll show you guys in a little bit. You can go in-game and go to the tournament hub, and you can see all the information you need right there. Hey guys, I see we're at 749 likes. Can we get to 1,000 likes on this video? Help promote Clash Royale esports. Raise the visibility of the stream. 752. Keep it coming. Easy, free way to support the stream. Cool Bro Liddy saying, do you think Morton could win CRL finals this year? I mean, he definitely could. He's over the course of the history of CRL, he's the most consistent player. And he's been so close so many times. Develop saying win percentage will be difficult to tie. Yeah, that's true. I mean, but it's not that many games, right? It's actually very possible. So look at this. The Ian going with the bird version here of what we just saw Lucas play with no bird. Why did Lucas have no Phoenix in there? Was it just a mistake? Was it an accident? I kind of want to see if I can find any information there. That was an interesting variation that we saw from Lucas. It's starting to build up at the bridge a lot. Not much elixir for Ian to deal with. Goes to the left-hand lane. Good poisons. Arrows will get the Ghost on tower for a couple key shots. King Tower activation is important here. That saved a lot of damage, but still, Brew putting the pressure on. It's been difficult for Ian to contain it. And the bird does get down in time for that flying machine, which is really important. Skeleton's just feeding the Mother Witch, though, and Ghost one more time. The Ghost is putting so much pressure on Ian in these exchanges. And now, finally, Ian starts to get the minor poisons cooking. Little extra damage on that Fisherman does not result in an extra shot from the miner, though. Has to poison high, or has to poison defensively. Brew defending this lead. Needs to put pressure on. He's just cycling in the back here. Pigs in. Mother Witch not there for the Skeletons early enough. Skeletons will do a lot of work to defend here. This might turn around here. 1622 to 1676. Is there a minor catch here? Just a poison. Gotta stop the flying machine. Doesn't stop the flying machine. Oh, no. Ian doesn't stop the flying machine. Brew takes the game. Oh, Ian's got to be so frustrated there. All he had to do was stop that one flying machine. Brew 2-0s him. Woo! Coming in hot. Our Snapdragon Pro Series champion. So for those of you, let's take a look at the lineups here. Oh, Surgical Goblin losing to Faust here. So that group now up for grabs between Germany's one-time Rookie of the Year and the former world champion, Lucas and Mohamed Light. Lucas currently, it looks like he has the tiebreaker, assuming that's accurate, but still 2 more games to be played. Both these guys in control of their own fates again. Do I have a favorite player? I mean, so maybe, but I'm not going to talk about it. Group 3, Miniminter in the lead. Sam and Erick close on his heels. Group 4, that win from Brew. We still have, let's see, do we have, I don't know if I have, let me see if I can go and get the Kitassyan matchup. Let me go ahead and show you guys how to do this, by the way. For those of you who want to check things out on your own, the CRL logo on the right-hand side of your screen, you see the claim ticket, you see the little box there. CRL logo takes you to the tournament hub. Here's where you can see everything. You can see all about all your tournament information, prize pool, how to compete, FAQ, everything, all the information you want about CRL is right here. Everything is right here. So then we can go into competition, where we can follow on what's happening right now. And let's go see if anyone is still playing here in round... Are we on round 4 or are we round 5? Round 4. Let's see if anyone's still playing. Hero beating Ruben, Mo beating Lucas. Miniminter getting revenge on Samuel. Keef now on the board. Sosaa and Kitassyan. Let's see if we can get into that matchup. I'll go see if I can get that one if we're not too late. And looks like we're in. Here we go. Kita with the lead. Down with the game lead, but down in this one. But not by a whole lot. And for those of you who are wondering, we are live on both Twitch and YouTube. I think he's trying to sneak through, and we're seeing a lot of body blocking for dealing with Royal Hogs and Hog Rider today, as opposed to buildings. That's part of a feature of not just doing dual decks, but having do the pre-submitted duels again, right? That you're not able to like make the call on the fly. Some of these decks you have to build. You're trying to build them all 4 decks all at once, right? Which one of the things about that too to keep in mind is that means you have to build. You can't just be thinking about the 24 cards. You have to be thinking about 32 cards, right? So that there's a 4th deck that we never see that takes up a few of those cards. Sosaa taking this game, we're going to game number 3, right? So you think about that normally when you play duels, you're really only thinking about 24 cards, right? You think about the 8 cards in game 1, the 8 cards in game 2, and maybe 8 more cards for game 3, right? But in the in-game duels, you also have to make 4 possible choices. So there are 8 cards that you might get into the mix in those first 3 decks that you don't, that you have to put in a deck number 4 and have a viable deck that you might choose in game number 3. So it really changes the whole way that you build. And so that's why we're seeing a lot of body blocking as the primary methodology for defending, because you usually see a lot more flexibility, people going with buildings when they think they might be seeing something specific. Get a little more water on me. Ram Rider. So Ram spam for Kita. Hog will connect, and now Kitassyan going to try to make sure he gets a connection opposite way, and he does. Going to be behind, but Sosaa has to spend to deal with that mini P.E.K.K.A. Easy kite play. But Kita's in a funky cycle position now. He needs to correct his cycle and get back to having the cards he wants for Hog in hand when he wants them. Because right now he just got, he cycled the mini P.E.K.K.A. into the Mighty Miner, didn't have it for the Hog on the left-hand side, gave up damage, and then when the mini P.E.K.K.A. was all the way through, Sosaa takes advantage and goes Hog one more time. So, really rough. Steve, me, MC, what do you, explain what? Hannibal, favorite actor, Harrison Ford. He played Han Solo in Indiana Jones. Like, what can you even do? How can you beat that? Gonna eat some clean damage. Sosaa giving up the lead there with that move. And taking advantage of that moment to get the Hog, get the Mega Knight down. I'm not watching it yet, Andrew. I don't know if you remember this, but I have a month-old baby. But once I come out of the newborn baby fog, I will be watching some stuff. This has just been defensively awkward for Kita. You think about it, right? Like, you think about how he has lots of things that theoretically should be good for the Hog. Mini P.E.K.K.A. obvious. Mega Knight, yeah. Even the Ram Rider with some DPS. But the spend is always extra. The spend is always extra, and the cycle is awkward. Now he'll have mini P.E.K.K.A. this time. It seems like maybe Kita's finally repaired his cycle, but the log comes in. Disruptive. I will explain that. I'll explain that as soon as this game is over here. Ask me again if I forget. $847. Ram Rider's going to run right by that. Log will slow it down. Not much damage here. What is Kita has to build a big push and then counterplay off of defense. He's not just going to break through with a Ram Rider on its own and do a bunch. That did not get the Archer Queen. Not ideal for Sosaa. So Kita has to try to build off of this here. Mega Knight sets up in the back. Sosaa has this. He doesn't make any mistakes. Mega Knight in. Mortar high. Can the Ram Rider escape here? Now Mega Knight behind. Kita putting the pressure on here at the bridge. Ram Rider doesn't touch. Second Ram Rider down. Mega Knight trying to break through. Kita is trying to play the breakthrough game. I don't know if this works. Doesn't. Log. Lightning. Nothing gets through. 25 seconds left. This Kitassyan Mega Knight on top of all of this. He has to stop the Hog on the left still, though. Mini P.E.K.K.A. goes down. Takes one shot. Not the side he's worried about, although it could end up being. Nice Ice Spear. Ram Rider tries to get through. Lightning on the tower. Oh, my word. 580. Can EQ... Oh, my word! Sosaa! Sosaa, so sad! Kitassyan gets right on through. What a crazy one. Justin Mirabelli with the big OP quote. What in the world? All right, to explain the question that Steve Me MC had, which was, can you explain why you have to prepare 4 decks and only play 3 games? The in-game version of duels is like the same one that you have in Clan Wars, right? Let me go to Clan Wars. Let me see if I can go to Clan Wars. I don't even remember how to. play a lot of Clan Wars. Let me see if I remember how to do my decks. Okay, yeah. So just like in Clan Wars, right? Remember where you prepare for it. I haven't played Clan Wars in so long. These decks are kind of outdated. You know what's funny is they're still halfway viable. But yeah, this one's outdated. But in Clan Wars, you pre-prepare 4 decks, and then when you go into a dual mode battle, you choose between those 4 decks, right? So it's used the same system with the pre-submitted duels version, right? Because the game goes so fast, you don't have time to swap cards in, swap cards out. It's 10 seconds between games. So players have to pre-build their 4 decks for their matchup, which means that you have to build a 4th deck, which takes cards from the other 3 decks, right? So it makes it so that your planning for those 3 games can be less than ideal, because you still have to have you have to have 2 possibilities in game 3 that are both viable decks, right? Unless you're just like, hey, you have 2 options, right? You plan on 3 decks that you're going to play, and you just put trash cards, like random cards in deck number 4, which is probably not the best move, because then you might get locked into a bad situation in game 3. So the other option is that you prepare 4 viable decks, which means you spread viable cards, like you spread top tier cards out through all of those. I think that, let's go ahead and take a look. I think we're done with this round. All right, here we go. So Faust and Surgical Goblin tied for their lead. Lucas and Mohamed Light also both 3-1. Tiebreakers could be a factor here if we get down to the end. Miniminter currently ahead. Are Erick and Samuel still playing? Let me go see if Erick and Samuel are still playing, because I see them at 2-2, although maybe this hasn't quite updated yet. Let me go ahead to round 4 and go to group 3 and see if they are still playing. Are we in round 5 now? No, that was right. Yeah, we're still in round 4. I can't do math. Oh yeah, 2-2. I really can't do math. Kitassyan currently in the lead in his group. Ian and Sosaa both have options there. Morton 4-0, live on stream 4-0. Let's go, Morton. Doing the real work here. Let's see. The group 6, Chetty and Cody Go tied at the top. Sandbox and Chacha both 3-1. Tourist in control in his group. Let's talk about the let's go to round 5 and see what our matchups are going to be. Let's go see our round 5 matchups. All right, in group 1, round 5 matchups, we do not have it's not Surge versus Faust. So let's go to group 2 here. Mo versus Ruben, Lucas versus Hero. Let's see, group 3. Miniminter versus Erick is a possibility. We have not seen Mini yet today. Group number 4, Kita and Ian. Ian's 1-2, so we're not going to watch that one here. Then the next group, Morton versus Gabo. That actually is might be a big one. We watched a lot of Morton today so far, though. Here, I'll go ahead and let you guys see all this. Let's see, and then group 6. We'll wait one more game here because I don't think, it's not going to be, that's not a matchup to the top 2 at the moment. Sandbox 4-0 against Chacha. Wallace 1-3. We'll see if did Sandbox and Chacha already play last round, or they play next round? Let me see. Oh, Sandbox and Chacha might be a round 6 matchup, so we'll take a look at that. And then group 8, Hasiel and SB. I kind of want to watch that. I kind of want to watch Hasiel and SB, to be honest. Because I kind of want to see because whoever comes out on top of that one could be all over it. Also, wait, are Tourist and Jota still playing? No, it hasn't processed yet. Oh, they're not. Interesting. Why is that not processed yet? It will. There we go. People are saying show the surgical match. Okay, I feel that one. That's a pretty good one. But hold on, Surgical Goblin is not against in this round. Let me go back 1 second. To round 5. I don't think Surge is against Faust, is he? He's against Gooey. Yeah, I don't think that's... I think we're going to wait to see if he and Faust... they just played and Faust won that one. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. We need a rich emoji. Yeah, I feel that. Let's watch Hasiel. Hasiel beat Mo yesterday. Yeah, I'm kind of down to watch Hasiel and SB. I kind of like that matchup. I like that matchup. If I get you to 1 million subs, will you... what, on Twitch? No, well, I'm not doing that. All right, let's see. I think we got this. Let's go back here for a second as I try to open this up. 97-161. Oh, here we go. Hasiel and SB. Here we go. Let's do it. SB, of course, people... Hey, did we hit 1,000 likes? Hey! Wait a second. I see 888. Oh, it's 1,000. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Loving it. So... people might forget this, that SB played in CRL Asia back in the early seasons of Clash Royale League. And then SB then was like a little, kind of a little kid. 16, but like a little kid. And now, you see SB, he's like jacked. He posts pictures on Twitter all the time. Dude's ripped, man. So SB, I see someone saying ex-NATO in 2023. Who would have thought? I would say that the big thing here is that this is the same, a very similar drill deck to the one that often runs the Magic Archer. People often run Executioner in this deck. It has a similar, not the same kind of range as Magic Archer, but it can get on tower when you get across the bridge. But if they feel like they needed a little bit more swarm, if they're worried more about some of the air stuff, want a little more tankiness. So you actually see the Exe variant of this deck quite a lot lately. Hasiel with some good connections. Miner to the inside. Oh, those bats are in trouble. Has to eat some damage. King Tower activation does get done for SB, though. And great play here by SB to shut down that mortar. Cannon cart still on its wheels. And now going to go ahead and drill with all of this tankage happening. Miner comes out for the drill. NATO pulls it together. And not able to get all the damage, but able to take the lead right now is SB. Seems like he was kind of out in a funky situation earlier. But now that he's doing a better job of controlling these mortars. And now and the bats as well. The bats caught a lot of that early damage for Hasiel came from the Miner plus bats push. Giant Skeleton, really important here for Hasiel in these bridge fights. I don't know if SB, he does want to NATO here. Does not get the tower connection though. Nice high guards from Hasiel. 1,700 HP and counting down. 35 seconds left. Drill's going to the front every time. Hasiel needs to put one drill on the outside here. I mean, SB does. Hasiel's in a rhythm where he's trying to catch in the front every time. We saw it earlier. Put that drill on the outside, and then that way you trap the tank against it. Yeah, you got to go to the outside here. You get damage, you go to the outside. He's doing it just one time, just once. This last drill, I think he goes to the outside here. He's trying to defend. This is not going to do it. It's not going to do it. Hasiel gets the win. Game 1 for Hasiel. GG. Execution has so much health, says mediocre logarithm. Yeah, I feel you on that. right, here we go, game 2. Do I sponsor gamers with support, like support them with equipment? No, I don't. I'm a caster, not an esports organization. Hasiel, known as a hog player. Thank you, Sandy. Big round of applause to Sandy for being helpful here. Hasiel, primarily a hog player early on. Mighty Miner out. RG goes to the right. SB can't support this RG, though. Early lead for Hasiel as we get past the first minute of gameplay. And again, you talk about Hasiel. For a while, it seemed like he was going to be the next guy with the run he had at the end of 2021, and then had kind of a quiet 2022 by comparison. What's your plan for this hog here? Does DPS it down? Hog does not get a shot. People forget that Hasiel was a world finalist in 2021. Top 8 in 2021. And then just had a very quiet 2022. He made it to top 100 in the qualifier at the end. In the Golden Editions last year, didn't really have any standout performances. This is just a ton to stop that hog. So now Monk gonna take care of the muskie. He's waiting there. He was trying to get it, and it does get it in range of the tower. Big. SB so far, and there you go, it's the fireball. I was saying so far has not had a lot of luck getting past the bomb towers. That one does it though. And he waited until the right time to do it. This is a lot though for him to defend. And no King Tower activation yet, and it's kind of late to go for a Fisherman King Tower activation with how much damage is already on that left-hand tower. Elijah's saying Hasiel was an Ice Bow one trick. I think he went from Ice Bow to Hog, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. Yeah, this is interesting because you're this deep into a game. A King Tower activation for SB would be so useful. But Hasiel's put too much damage on the left-hand side, and you're going to have to give up damage to get a King Tower activation, which certainly doesn't seem worth it at this point. Right? As we often say, at what cost? They need to do something to stop the Hog. He can't. And Hasiel just pulling away from SB right now. This push feels like it's the deciding push for this best of 3. And the Hog hits. Is that it? Is that Hog hit it? RG in. Second RG down. No Fireball being played here. The first RG tanking. Fireball log on the Musketeer. RG on the board. RG on the tower. Gets one, doesn't get another one. Does not get the last one. Another RG down, though. 490 to 520. The little bit of electricity on there is great for SB. Can he get an RG shot here? Can't get it. Can he stop this Hog? Hog hits. Hog hits. 10 HP. That's going to be, oh my word, SB does it. I couldn't even commentate there. I was just dialed in. SB does it by 10. SB stays alive by 10. Come on, we got to see everybody here. What a crazy fight from behind by SB. So drill for Hasiel, it looks like. Good patience from Hasiel there. And I don't think there's a big spell here for Hasiel. And this is where, if you were playing, we talked about that Executioner version of the deck earlier. This is where you want that Xe version of the deck when you're playing against Hogs. Hasiel's running the Magic Archer version. Yes, he can get more tower damage opposite direction. It's easier to get those lineups, but he can't defend the Hogs as well. So there you go. And the overspend, so like Hasiel has to overspend and then bridge spam, right? I did a video on P.E.K.K.A bridge spam a long time ago with Jax, who's a great bridge spam player back in the day. And he talked about overkill, right? Where you have to decide at what point you overkill, you overspend on the defense, and then aggressively push, like aggressively actually spam with that. And that's to be a key for Hasiel here. At what point do you overspend and then go to 0 the opposite direction? We'll see when he makes that call. But I don't think he can dink and dunk his way to a win. $21.79 to $16.47, 44 seconds left before sudden death. Delivery is really huge in these bridge fights for SB. Able to do some damage at the bridge and also protect the Archer Queen at the same time. All right, so this, taking its time back here, is good for Hasiel, and here he goes. Does he drill with this push? I think yeah, Magic Archer's going to be big. When can he get Magic Archer value? But I think he has to overwhelm here at some point. That Fire Spirit, not good for Hasiel. SB, now finally going. Drills to the outside. He's trying to make room for all this at the bridge to get through, and that's why he's drilling to the outside here. Good high skellies, but the Royal Ghost connects. Royal Ghost connects for a lot here. 11-13 to 8-34. You see SB not going pigs there. Smart play to set up defense here instead. But you saw that. Hasiel found the moment for an overwhelm and went for it. Those piggies will get some damage opposite direction. And the EQ cycle. I don't know. How does Hasiel beat out the EQ cycle with this little time remaining? Magic Archer connections are huge for that. And he can't drill defensively. He has to DPS stuff down. Takes one little piggy shot. Drill in. Cannon. Gonna try to work on all of it. Magic Archer to get the cannon. Trying to make room for the cannon cart. Goblins do get on tower. 450. There's no log for SB. So it's piggies and it's EQ. Those are the damage makers. Golden Knight, can it dash? And it does! Oh! What a crazy Golden Knight dash. That Golden Knight started off all the way in Mexico where Hasiel lives. It bounced to Finland, then bounced somewhere to Japan, then bounced all the way over to Australia and knocked down SB's door. What a crazy Golden Knight. What a crazy, crazy Golden Knight that was. Let's see if we have any other matches still ongoing here. in round 5. Surgical Goblin losing to Gui. So that gives Faust control of his own fate. And round 6, they do not play each other. So Faust now in complete control of his own fate. Mo beating Ruben, Lucas beating Hero. Last round's going to be crazy. And they both 2-0'd. So no impact on win rates. Mini in the lead, and I think that Mini has secured his group now. Everyone else 2 and 3, Mini 4 and 1. I believe Mini has secured his group. Group 4 is crazy. Group 4 is completely crazy. And with Brew beating Sosaa, it comes down to Ian versus Kitassyan. And are they playing in the final game? They are not. Group 5, Pedro and KickAsh are still playing. Both of them are out of contention. Morton has secured Group 5. Morton is going through to our monthly final next weekend. 5-0 on stream. Very well played. Chetty and Cody Go tied up in their group. And they are not playing in the final round. In Group 7, Sandbox in the lead with Wallace and Chacha both behind him. Let me see if he's playing one of them in that round. Sandbox is playing Chacha. We might end up watching that one. And then finally in our last group, Tourist in the lead. Hasiel could overtake him, and they are playing each other. So the big question, is it Tourist and Hasiel for our first match, or is it going to be Sandbox and Chacha? There we go. That's the question. Rich, how's Andrew doing? Miss you guys co-hosting. Don't worry, we'll be back co-hosting very soon. People saying watch Ian next time, please. I think, let me take a look. Let me take a look at the standings again one more time. Ian is in the lead of his group. People are saying Tourist. I'm seeing a lot of votes for Tourist right now in the chat. Chat, this is your time. Flood, it's pronounced Gee for that person. I'm seeing mostly people calling for Tourist in the chat. So Tourist is certainly we're going to try to see as many people as we can. We have not watched Tourist on stream yet today. I've seen a lot of people calling for Ian, a lot of people calling for Tourist. Now, keep in mind, folks, that you are able to watch whoever you want in the game. You know what? I'm gonna do a quick poll. Here we go. Let's do a poll. It's just gonna be called Who, and I see mostly votes for Tourist, mostly votes for Ian. So let's do that. Tourist versus Ian. Tourist or Ian. Here's the vote. I'll be a democracy today. Get your votes in right now. Are you watching Tourist or are you watching Ian? Get him in. The Ian voter's out to an early lead. But yes, everybody, you can watch who you want to watch by going into the Tournament Hub, going down to the CRL logo on the middle right-hand side of your screen, and then you can go to competition. We are in we're going into round 6 here. You can go to round 6. You can go all the way to whatever group you want. Ian is in group 4, so you can go click on the Ian versus Sosaa match, and then when it starts, there'll be a click for you to watch it. You can also go ahead and go all the way to group 8 and go to the appropriate round 6, and click on the Tourist versus Hasiel match. There you go. So you have lots of ways that you can watch who you want to watch. Let's go. So there we go. And everyone has someone they want to watch. So there's tons of people to watch, guys. So I say some of you want to watch Surgical Goblin. You can watch Surgical Goblin. Looks like Ian's going to win here, so we're going to watch Ian start. Can we watch any other game with no friend? Yeah. How can we watch any other game without a friend link? It's no, Mitch, I just showed you. How can we watch anybody? You go to the Tournament Hub, and you can watch everybody. That's how you do it. It's the big change this year. So, looks like the votes are 67% for Ian. So there you go. I mean, we're going to bounce around a whole bunch, guys. We're going to see a lot of people. But if you do want to watch, Surgical Goblin, you can watch Surgical Goblin. But we're waiting on our final round to start here. Hey, look at this, 97-234, which, by the way, I really appreciate everybody who has come by today and who has subscribed to the channel. If you're watching right now, there's so much Clash Royale esports coming here to the channel. There's going to be GKR. There's going to be some tournaments I can't tell you about yet that are coming. But this is going to be, there's going to be Clash Royale esports live on this channel more days than not in the upcoming months. So subscribe to the channel. If you want to ring the bell for notifications, go ahead and do that. But this is your central source for Clash Royale esports here in 2023. So go ahead, subscribe, make sure you come back, you can see all of it. And of course, any help that we can get to 100K, I appreciate your love. Let's see. Yeah, Riley is not in the competition. I don't think he even played in the qualifier. He might play next month. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll here. And the final results of the poll, Ian 66, Tourist 33. So there you go. I'm wondering, there we go. There he is. Yeah, so far nothing started. Let's see. Love the esport in front of Clash. Glad to tune in every time. Mwah. Happy to have you. I want more Mega Draft tourneys. Do you now? Is that what you want? XOP Ken, I already answered that question. And the answer is no. Let's see. Looking at some of the other things on Twitch. Oh, no, Mitch saying this is the best Sunday of my life. And here we go. Rounds are finally starting here. And again, just to give you guys the general look of things, Ian playing for... If Ian 2-0s, he secures his way into the next round. We're not going to watch Surgical Goblin because Faust is in control there. Even if Surge wins, Faust might be the one who... If Faust wins, it's all over. Lucas and Mo will check in on what's happening with them as soon as we have information there. Morton has already clinched his group. Mini has already clinched his group. Chetty and Cody Go are both up there at the top. Sandbox is playing against Chacha, which I might check in on. I thought I had Sandbox on my list here, but I don't seem to have him. Haven't seen the Ian match start yet. So I'm gonna watch a minute of Tourist. If someone can tell me, someone in chat can tell me when Ian's match starts, we'll go to Ian's match when it does begin. So we'll go to Tourist and Hasiel for a moment. But we're going to switch. Someone in chat, please tell me when Ian's match starts, because that's what we're going to end up watching here in the first round. Okay, so let's do the press Mega Draft. Oh, would you? Kamel, putting my code in the game benefits me if you make in-game purchases. So if you do, please put in code RICH. It's very helpful. If anyone sees when Ian's live, let me know. I'm wondering if Hasiel's running poison here. Ian started. All right, we're going to Ian. How do I get the tournament hub button? Well, it's right there in the it's there. All right, here we go. Let's go to Ian. Get it right from the start here. Again, thinking about the situation that we have at hand, a 2-0 win here, assuming that the tiebreakers are currently correct. A 2-0 win for Ian would mean locking down the group, assuming that the current order is accurate. Unless he and Kitassyan are currently have the same win rate. I also don't remember. What is the... Let me go back. I need to find another way to navigate some of the CRL stuff. Ian again with no big spell, but notice that the last match we watched with the Royal Hogs versus the Drill Magic Archer still was won by the Drill player. With the Executioner, this should be a good matchup for him. Executioner plus the Cannon. Oh, it says low-level players don't have the esports button for some reason. Oh, that's interesting. Ian in trouble on the right-hand side, though. Mediocre logarithm saying it seems like 2-1 is enough for Ian since he's lost 2 fewer matches. Well, Ian's 3-2 and Kitassyan's 3-2. They have the same match record right now. Does this XE walk up a little bit? And that Mother Witch, really nice from Sosaa. Flying machine picked up by the Golden Knight. Look for it to be a problem for a minute. Sosaa putting the hurt on right now. And interesting point here by Tuck. Second time Ian throwing a match for King Tower activation. That's why some King Tower activations are tricky. When are they worth it? That NATO did not do it. That NATO was not it. That NATO was not it. Oh no. Oh no. And just like that, Sosaa in a good spot. Keep in mind, Sosaa's only direct damage is the arrows. Sosaa's only direct damage being the arrows is actually really the saving grace for Ian here. He has to stop these piggies. Where's the Xe? It doesn't need it right now. Has to stop the flying machine. Can't do it. GG. GG. All right. Sosa's on it. Fubsy saying, Rich, what would it take for you to put that awesome hat on in the bottom right hand corner of the screen? I've put it on before. I've put it on before. Lord of Pings saying he didn't throw it for the King Tower activation. He got to miss the matchup and got to a point where the King Tower activation was literally the only way to win, to save the match. But maybe a little bit late. Reading log, hog means probably no NATO. Nice little inside. Oh boy. Ian calling good game here. Playing queen into a monk. Early activation of the ability there by Sosaa. But this is trouble for Ian. Wasn't that your grandfather's hat? Yes, it was. Wait, there it is. Yeah, yes, it was. That was my grandfather's hat. This is going to be hard for Ian. Now we haven't seen any range troops from Sosaa yet. Obviously, this typically runs archers. Oh, well timed by Ian. Very well timed. Don't know if that will matter, but very well timed by Ian. And there, it's the muskie for Sosaa instead. Valk, does he have mortar? Doesn't have it. So has to DPS down this hog. Ian actually doing all right here. Ian doing all right here. Suddenly in the lead. And he's going to reflect this. The mortar's going to go to the oh, interesting. Mortar shot goes back to the mortar. Does Hog hit here? Hog does not hit. I thought I was wondering where that mortar was going to go. Right back to the mortar. I don't know why I thought it might go to the Princess Tower. I'm done. Ian in great shape. Mediocre logarithm saying 2-1 for Ian is enough. Janth asking, what do I think about Elsiot this year? I don't know. I haven't seen him play in so long. 1997. The year I saw 311 and Sugar Ray in concert. Great mosh pit at that show, by the way. They were both still punk bands back then. I'm just fascinated about this matchup here. Sosaa doing nothing to stop these miners really. And the Fire Spirit choice makes it so he can't reset and then pick up the miners. That's really hard for him. This hog's going to get maybe 2. Just 1. Still, that's a big one. He has to eat a muskie shot here. Wow, 1183 to 794. Full miner poison push. Kind of waiting on the monk reflect here. Hog gets 1. Mortar trying to pull the opposite direction. And that's it. GG. Wow. Wow. Sosaa just 2-0'd Ian. Sosaa just 2-0'd Ian. What does that even mean? What does it even do? What does that even do? That's craziness. And then is Brew playing against Kitassyan right now? If Kita wins, it's game over. If Kita wins, he goes through. Do I know if Jack quit? I have no idea if Jack is still in the game or not. So this just opened it up for Kitassyan. Can Brew defend this? Can Brew defend the game for Ian? And by the way, Brew playing some crazy bridge spam. Can Brew recover this for Ian? Kita now in charge of his own destiny in a way that he wasn't before. Can someone clip that Kitassyan Ian finish on Twitch? Because I forgot to record it here. Royal Giant just running down the line here. Trying to DPS it down. Brew playing an E-Barb's Rage spam deck. This is looking real bad. This is looking real bad for Ian right now. This is looking real bad for Ian. I don't have updates on Lucas and Mo right now. I have not seen an update yet to their scores. Let me see if I can find it for myself. 1 second. Let me see if I can bring this up in a separate browser where we'll update. Lucas 5-1, Mo 5-1. Tiebreakers to be confirmed. Faust. I don't have Faust numbers confirmed right now. I think Faust and Guy are still going. Miniminter confirms his win of his group, 5-1. Morton 5-1. Chetty is waiting for the results of Cody Go versus Hajime. Hasiel and Tourist both 4-2. Waiting on those on the win rate confirmations. People are asking, how can they be sure actual players are playing the game? They have to play on camera at the late stages. Not on camera to us in the here, but to the league ops. Minor Poison versus E-Giant. Ding Dang asking who has matchup. Well, we haven't seen a building yet from Kita. Is he running a building or is he running... If he has... Yeah, Mortar. So this should be Kitassyan's matchup. Interesting that he's running it with Knight as opposed to with the Mighty Miner, which is more popular. Honestly, Knight might be kind of better just because it doesn't get reset a million times like the Mighty Miner does. Not as tanky, though. You don't get the 3-card cycle. And Darian saying this is for Mortar. I one-trick this deck, and he's saying that Knight is better. Yeah, because you actually get the DPS from the tank onto the E-Giant, where you don't get it from the Mighty Miner. Should be very difficult for Brew to make through it to battle through any of this. And Darian also pointed out you don't need 3-card cycle in this matchup. Mortar's not going to go to tower here. Look at the Kita trying to stack as many archers as he can for DPS here. Golden Knight does not go. And now Kitassyan just setting up Mortars low. Early lightning, but you can get back to Mortar pretty easily. Archers covered for by a very nice Ice Spirit Knight combination. Golden Knight dash in. Brew can't get back to his to a meaningful lightning. And there's no Golden Knight dash, so he can't connect. What, if any, way is there for Brew to break through here? Feels very, very, very difficult. It feels like Kitassyan will need to make sort of a positioning mistake and allow a big Golden Knight connection. I'm not sure if I see that happening though. And you see Brew trying to get the goblins out of the way to get the Golden Knight dash going, but he can't do it. Trying to predict the mortar high with the Phoenix. He does get onto the mortar. And that's the Golden Knight connection. But the Knight stays on the board, right? So the Golden Knight connects, but the Knight still being alive means the Golden Knight doesn't get those extra shots on tower. You can try to Golden Knight NATO, not enough elixir for it. And Kitassyan going to our monthly final. Very well played. Very, very well played. Very, very well played. Wow. So we have some results here. Faust, who was in control of his own destiny, locks down Group 1. Surgical Goblin missing by just a little bit. Faust going on through. Lucas and Mo is the big question here, and I don't know all of their exact win rates. Mo won 2-0 in the last game, but so did Lucas. In the round before that, they both went 2-0. In the round before that, Mo won against Lucas 2-0. In the round before that, they both went 2-0. They both went 2-1 in round 1. And I think they have an even win rate. I think Mo and Lucas have to play an extra game. Whoa. There will be a head-to-head match, and I have to go jump into another clan. This is really exciting. Hold on, folks. We ain't done. Folks, we ain't done calculating tiebreakers, but I believe we have to do a head-to-head match between Mo and Lucas to see who goes through. Unbelievable. Miniminter goes through. Kitassyan goes through. Morton goes through. Chetty and Cody Go might be tied. Hasiel and Tourist might be too. So let me go ahead, and I gotta switch accounts here. I gotta do a whole bunch of different things and jump into wow. This is what you want. This is what you want on the big day, huh? Let me go ahead and get the clan link. Hoo. Oh man, who's pumped? Is it just me? Can I please open this clan link? Come on. Come on. Why can't I open it? Let me switch to my phone and see if I can open it that way. Because that's really not working. Oh my word. This is exciting. Let me switch to my other account on this device now and see if I can get that link to open. Hold on, folks. Craziness abound. And here we go. All right. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And let me go ahead and ask. One second. And I'm just confirming some things here. Oh, boy, everybody. Morten, you know what? Yeah, I did. I did skip math class. What do you mean? There's high probability that you think it's high probability that two players end up with the same record, same head-to-head, and same win rate? Get out of here. Get out of here with your nonsense. What's the counter up here, Mark Littlewood? That's our current sub count. 97,317 subscribers on the way. On the way. Oh man, this is gonna be great. Waiting to see if there are more, gonna be more tiebreaker matchups. Let me just double check on things. This is going to be really fun. Mo and Lucas going to a tiebreaker. Really, really exciting. Hold on. Just try to catch up on a couple of things here. I'm not opening the pink box now. Well, we're saving it now. That was that day. That was just that day. Let's see. Checking on some other information. Yes. So here we go. We're gonna have Mo versus Lucas, a single qualifier to see who goes to our monthly final next weekend. Oh boy. This is great. Janth, Rich, have you read any book of Doug Stanhope? Well, there's one right behind me on the wall. Oh, they need to close the clan. They need to close the clan. That's crazy. They're showing the clan too much. Oh, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for this. Let me see if I can just switch to my... Oh, I don't have them on the friends link on this channel. On this... You know what? This is what we want. Yeah, I might just switch back to my main so that they finally close the clan. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. So again, here's the final standings. So I think Chetty wins his tiebreaker against Cody Go because of the win rates. Hasiel, I think, wins his because of win rates over Tourist. So really, Mohamed Light and Lucas. What else could you want? Hey, Rich, can you try to incorporate the group standings in the stream overlay for next month's CRL? Maybe. I'll see what I can do. I have to get a different overlay built for it. Let's see. This is epic. Deck selection matters a bit here. Yeah, it does. How to get the CRL logo? Google it. It's available online. Anything about 100,000 subscribers special on this channel? Yeah, probably. Probably. All right. When is this going to happen? I'm checking with League Ops right now. Oh, this is exciting. We are having a tiebreaker, everybody. It's taking a minute. Everybody chill. When it happens, it'll happen. You know what I mean? It will happen, though. And I told you guys this, too, at the top of the show, that, first of all, anybody here questioning whether or not Mohamed Light is the best player to pretty much ever pick up this game is just inherently wrong, honestly. It's a wrong opinion you have. But what I said top of the show was that with this version of the game, where we're playing in-game duels rather than friendly duels, right? I did. With in-game duels, because you don't have as much flexibility game by game to adjust your decks, because you're locked into 4 decks, that it was gonna make it. That it was gonna kind of nerf Mo a little bit, right? Because you have just a little bit less variability in what you can do, and that I think was huge, and we've seen the result of that already. We've seen what that's done. So here we are. Now look, maybe you would have been here with regular duels, but it's this whole process. We're not going to see, I don't think we're going to see Mo be as dominant throughout the year. Do I think he'll be at World Finals? 100%. He'll be at World Finals. But do I think we're going to see Mo be as dominant during CRL during the regular years we've seen him? No, and it's because that probably 10% nerf to Mo by not being as flexible, because he's really benefited from the flexibility of friendly duel mode. Okay, here we go, folks. This is gonna be it. Lucas and Mohamed Light about to start. Oh, are you excited? I'm excited. And this is the tiebreaker. This best of 3 decides who goes through to finish out our top 8. Reminder, here are the current standings. Faust is through to our top 8 for March. Miniminter is through. Kitassyan is through. Morton, Chetty, Sandbox, Hasiel. But you have 2 of the top 3 players on the planet in Lucas and Mo put into the same group, the group of death. Only one of them able to go through. One of them will not have a shot at a golden ticket this month. The other will be in a phenomenal top 8 fighting for that golden ticket, the first person to lock up that trip to World Finals. All coming down to a single BO3. Waiting for the people to grab. Let's do a poll. Mo or Lucas? Got it. I'll do a poll. Why not? Mohamed or Lucas? There we go. Polls up. Who wins this? Mohamed or Lucas? Who will win? Monthly final will be a top 8 double elimination tournament between these two. Just waiting on this game to start. And this one is only available here. This one is not available in the in-game stuff. So this is the one place. Man, I'm just like sitting here staring. Here we go. Mohamed Light versus Lucas. Winner goes to our monthly final. Let's go. I just can't believe it. Exactly what you want. 2 good friends. Mohamed Light with Lumberjack to open. We already saw him be really unpredictable in their second meeting today when he ran Lava Lou, and Lucas just had nothing for it. Now it's going to be Ram Spam with Lumberjack. Some more unpredictability out of Mohamed Light today. Lucas running Drill NATO Cycle, or Drill NATO Spam, probably a better way to say it than Cycle. This is a big push to the left-hand side. Drill's not there. Drill's unavailable. Ewiz comes in. Wow, what defense by Lucas. What beautiful defense by Lucas. Cannon Cart goes down off its wheels. Ewiz to stop, stun, and redirect. And Lucas able to hold that one off of his tower. Of course, people who want to know more about Lucas, was a great semi-pro. At one time was one of the best 2.6 Hog players on the planet, and then finally joined CRL teams in its final season, fall of 2020, as part of that Pain Gaming squad. It struggled at first. Lucas sweep, Wallace Vitor, and Lucas switched from being their 1v1 star to being part of their 2v2 squad, turned things around, and they beat Space Station Gaming in playoffs to go to World Finals. Good connection there on the Ram Rider for Mohamed Light. At World Finals, facing Nova Esports in the first round, team struggled. Wallace put the squad on his back, won 7 games. Went, I believe, 7-0, but won 7 games to beat Nova Esports. And then, of course, Lucas has been an absolute menace in CRL solos ever since. The Monk reflection is a real problem right now for Lucas. You saw him put together one brilliant defense, but this bridge spam is just too much right now. And Ram Rider raged up. Mo with a big, big connection there. Fireball looking to get things all finished off. GG, well played. Game number 1 for Mo, making it look easy. Mohamed Light. Making it look very easy in game 1. Here we go, game 2. So, Fireball out on one side. No Monk for Mohamed Light. Lucas has to be wary of a Lightning, but if he has a deck with Archer Queen, this might be the game to play it in. And it looks like it might even be... So it's probably Hog AQ for Lucas. Is Mohamed Light also running Archer Queen? And Lucas already calling good game here. I think Lucas was trying to hedge against Mohamed playing something heavier with this Inferno Tower version. And Lucas going Monk Hog Rider to counter Mohamed's Archer Queen Hog Rider. What a play, what a pick by Lucas here. What a pick by Lucas. Cycles a little bit faster with the skeletons as opposed to the guards. Mo with the lead, though. Cannon does change things speed-wise a little bit. And Lucas just timing this perfectly. So Lucas now with 5 elixirs still on the board. Inferno Tower, I think that Muskie needed to push over. So Lucas plays Inferno Tower out, uses the Muskie to nudge the Hog Rider over, and that Hog from Mo went right into the Inferno Tower. EQ takes care of business, and that's a nice shot there from Lucas. 26-12 to 24-37 with 30 seconds left. Musketeer doesn't survive. Really nice Earthquake by Mohamed Light, who takes the lead with 15 seconds left in regulation time. And now Inferno Tower, happy to play Inferno here, knowing EQ's out of cycle and there's nothing else to help get past the Inferno Tower. And no cannon, snowball plus guards to defend that one. You're going to see both these guys, and interesting choice by Mo to go middle. It kind of gave Lucas a free opportunity to Inferno to the opposite lane. Archer Queen is going to take care of the Musketeer. Snowball does not retarget. You saw what Lucas was trying to do. Archer Queen's still very low, but you saw that Lucas was trying to retarget the Archer Queen over to the Monk. Didn't happen, and now EQ damage for Mo. Mohamed Light leading with 80 seconds left. And this is trouble for Lucas. This is real trouble for Lucas. That might be enough to win the game and the trip to our weekend's finals for Mohamed Light. And Mohamed Light just ready for that Hog Rider. Snowball not there in time to stun and move and get a hog shot. And nice little bump there. Lucas's use of the bump on those Hog Riders has been brilliant. Lucas is going to reflect here. Needs to stop this Hog. I don't know how Lucas does it. Snowball. Lucas can't stop the Hog, and that's got to be game. 2 Hog shots in. 6:28 remaining, 22 seconds left. Snowball looking to break the Hog through. Hog's not going to hit. 11:93. And Mohamed Light is just off to the races. Lucas calling good game here, trying to cycle EQs. Mohamed Light does it again. Heading to the top 8. Heading to the monthly final. The champ is here. Come on. Come on, people. The champ is here. And he'll be here next weekend. How does he do it? Respect. Put some respect on his name. Put some respect on the world champion's name who went and got second in 2021 and then the world championship the following year, who has basically won everything. Put some respect on his name. Come on, people. Let's look at everything. Faust going through. Mohamed Light now officially going through. Miniminter taking out Samuel, Chief Keef, and Erick. Kitassyan sliding past Ian there. Morton dominant on the day. Absolutely dominant on the day. He will be in our top 8. Chetty and Cody Go coming down to a tiebreaker. The captain of Colombia not able to get past Chetty, and now he makes it on. Sandbox edging out Wallace. 5-1. And then Hasiel with that tiebreaker over Tourist. Could this be the year Hasiel gets back in it? Hot start here, and what a phenomenal top 8 this is. What a great top 8 it's going to be. One of those 8 guaranteed to go to CRL World Finals. Guaranteed to go, and I'm excited about it. Oh boy. Oh boy indeed. Everybody. What a day. What a tremendous day. I had so much fun. I can't wait to do this all year with you guys. There's going to be so much Clash Royale esports on this channel. We'll have some of these CRL qualifiers on this channel. We're going to have a bunch of other leagues here and competitions. Things like Queso Cup, GKR, tons of fun stuff here on this channel. Something that's in the works, not announced yet, that's coming. Mega Draft, maybe? We'll see what's happening. So much fun stuff on this channel all year. So if you haven't yet, subscribe. We're at 97,408. So we're at like 2,600 away from 100,000. Come on. How great would that silver play button look up there? You know it would look good. You know it would look good. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there very soon. That's it. If you're on Twitch, hang out. We're going to find someone to raid. If you're here on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. This is a fun thing to do with you guys, and I can't wait to do more of it. I'm probably going to put this last match just up as its own video fairly soon, because, come on, Mo and Lucas, let's go ahead and get that one up there. Lots of fun hanging out with you guys. So again, if you're on Twitch, hang out for a couple minutes. We're going to find someone cool to raid. If you're on YouTube, we'll see you back here. Subscribe, turn on notifications, all that stuff. We'll be back next week on the official Clash Royale esports channel with the monthly finals, with these top 8, giving away a ton of money and, of course, a trip to World Finals. As always, everybody, be excellent to each other. Peace. All right, YouTube, hang out for a second. Twitch, hang out for a second. We're going to go find someone to host in a second here. What a day. What a day. All right, I'm waiting for the YouTube part to end. YouTube is certainly behind. Because I wanted it to be high quality for the VOD part. All right, and now we will end the